Today, from Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, it's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers taking on Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.
This place first opened way back in 1957. We are inside legendary Lambeau Field here in Green Bay. We all know this community lives for its Packers, and the green and gold came out of the tunnel a short time ago, and it was loud. We are ready for football, so are they, as the Packers get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. Here we go with the Packer offense guided by their decorated QB with a long list of Pro Bowls and other accolades next to his name, of course. Aaron Rodgers leading the way.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing one interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
They'll run on first down. Green. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. The numbers for Green a week ago, pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Green brings it in. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. And, Charles, despite this list of key inactives that we see here, they've obviously still been pretty successful.
Give everyone credit for this one because, to me, when that happens, key guys are out, the next man steps up and plays well, but that starts with the organization itself, all the way through. No excuses for guys being out, finding guys who are capable backups who can step up and play when they need them. And we've seen the results of that. This team knows how to work through things.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Rodgers now to throw. And he fires one, but incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
And they are in rhythm on offense because of him. I mean, right now he's got everything going the way he wants to, finding the receivers the way he wants to, looking over defenses. No interceptions is the number I lock in on. Before a touchdown pass isn't so bad either.
Yeah, what a game he had last week. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. A first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And his first carry, he loses the football. And the Packers pick it up. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. And that one quickly went from a big play for the offense, I thought it may go the distance, to a big play for the defense.
And how about the emotions for the defense on that play? It broke big. It was going to be an absolute disaster for them. And it turns out they end up with the football. I don't know that they're exactly celebrating. Definitely plenty of relief, though.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
2nd and 2, first down marker at the 5-yard line. And to give this time to the tailback. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense tried to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You kind of walk through a defense and score. Not so fast, not in this case.
Touchdown, Packers! Antonio Brown, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken the early lead.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Dalvin Cook taking the field for the Vikings' next possession. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. 1 carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball, get a full game ahead of him, hand it to him again, see if they can start to produce.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. First down, here's Cousins. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
After the sack on first down, Cousins. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Middle of the field to Jefferson. It's a gain of 11, but they're still well short. It's 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
The Vikings send out their punter. Back deep, Antonio Brown. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Brown with his stick skills. 6-yard return after a punt of 48. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. So here are the Packers now to take over. Remember, they're riding that 5-game winning streak, and right now in the driver's seat in this ball game as well. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now a handoff here to his running back. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
This defense for the Vikings, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks left.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked off at the 40. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Cousins gives way to Cook. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Working out of the gun, Cousins.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break.
Touchdown, Vikings! A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
When you're a great route runner, it makes you that much better as a receiver because now your quarterback trusts that you're going to be where he expects and he's able to deliver the ball on time.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. Just a 4-play drive that time, and it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Tough spot looking at 2nd and 16 here after the big loss. Here's Rodgers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
You definitely would have liked to have hit on that one because now you've got a 3rd and long showing up, and you just know defense is going to be getting after it. They are pinning their ears back, and they are coming.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Caught, Eifert over the middle. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Gets it away, and I don't think Peterson will get a chance to touch this one. Angling for the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10. Cousins to throw it. And that is caught. It's Ridley. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. A give to Cook out of the gun. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40.
7 yards the pick up there. 2nd down and 3.
Back to the ground, Cook. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Throwing again on 2nd down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Rashawn Gary. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. That's going to be caught. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. Now Cousins. Not much there, only a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They'll run for it with Cook. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. He got halfway home there, down to the 1, but a good job of keeping him out of the end zone.
Exactly. Halfway home isn't all the way home, right? So they feel pretty good about keeping him out on that play.
He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run, and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Now for the point after. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it's polished off by a Viking score. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Number 12 back out there. Aaron and his Packer teammates set to begin their drive. Charles, it's the second quarter. Your team's losing. You're not playing well as a quarterback, but like I said, it's the second quarter, so how worried right now are you?
You're concerned, but you're not panicked because you know there's still an opportunity. No one's excited about his stat line right now. 1 touchdown pass, okay, that's cool, but he's throwing an interception as well. Can he eliminate the mistakes and keep making the positive plays, the good plays? That's what they're looking for from him.
Time to find out if he can do just that. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Rodgers now on first down. They'll roll him out right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. Buying time to his left. And look out, Rodgers lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, we had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
Open man is Davidson, the tight end.
The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Cousins. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Davidson. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. To throw again on 2nd down. Cousins.
That's to the tight end, Davidson.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. A first down throw for Cousins.
Here's Moss with a catch out of the backfield.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 34. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll get things started up at Ford Field in Detroit. And it's the Giants who have the lead as they approach halftime. Laviska Shenault, a touchdown reception. From there, let's head to Philly to see what's happening with the Eagles. And they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. C.D. Lamb, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's get out to Jacksonville. See what's happening with the Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field. And that one all even as they play the visiting Texans. In the game you're watching, it's been Kirk Cousins with a hot hand in the first half. His guys lead it by 10 as we send it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half.
Pulls it in at the 13. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
So here are the Vikings to take over. Last week they got a good victory over the Dallas Cowboys, and they are in the driver's seat here right now as well. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
So they keep the football, but now face 2nd and long.
Here's Cousins. Over the middle, complete. It's Moss. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
They sure put the coverage guys in a stress on that one. They thought they were going deep. Ends up curling inside for a nice chunk of yardage.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. Throwing, Cousins. Out to the left there and complete to Howard. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make the play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves them back 5. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39-yard line. He'll get 3 of those penalty yards back here, leaving him with a 2nd and 12. Cousins.
That's complete to Moss out of the backfield.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
going to get this one down to Cook. And he will have a Vikings first down. It's a gain of 6 that time on 3rd and 2.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
That's going to be caught by Moss. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the 3rd quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the 1st and goal.
This is caught. That catch good for only a couple.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
Cook now off the read option.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings.
Dalvin Cook.
His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
Now the try here for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
Our eyes shift now to the Vikings defense. Forced the fumble last time, up on the scoreboard, things going their way.
Things are rocking easy now, and they feel good about themselves, confident, taking the ball away in the last possession. They're going to try and do it again.
So let me ask you, can you be playing free and that can be good, or it can also become bad, right?
I like the way you put it. You're exactly right. It can work both ways. Sometimes you get too loose and give up big plays and not handle your responsibilities. But oftentimes when you're playing free and easy and locked in, as they are today, you see the end result.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Throwing is Rodgers. Caught by Nelson. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
To throw is Rodgers. And that will be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now Rodgers got to have this one. Calling it in, Nelson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Rodgers again now.
Open man left side. It's the tight end DeGuara.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge.
Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
Well, offensively, Charles, hard to put a silver lining on this one. No secret that they had to take chances with a score where it is, and it leads to a turnover.
I love how you paint the picture, partner, because you're exactly right about that one. Look at the empty stairs on that sideline. This is one of those games you just want to go crawl under a rock until it's over.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
52 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries.
I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll try to throw now. Cousins. He finds his man, complete. That's Davidson. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook.
And he will have a Vikings first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Now Cousins. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards. A 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Taken in at the 3. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here.
And that 5-game win streak is ticking away here in the fourth quarter. Just haven't been as sharp in this one.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. He's going to let it fly. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time.
Xavier Woods with a pick. And the Vikings are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. They'll try and wind down some clock with Cook. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So that one will be accepted. Cook following the penalty. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Second down, they go right back to Cook. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Third down, Dalvin Cook. And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. Now Brown. Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. Touchdown, Packers. He goes 67 yards on the punt return. And the Packers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth.
When you got a guy that fast back there to receive punts, that's a nightmare for the guy game planning, the special teams coach. But it's also a nightmare for the punter. Sometimes they get so nervous that they mishit the ball and kick it right to him.
So now Rodgers will lead the Packers up to go for 2. They'll give it to the fullback up the middle. And he will bowl his way in there for the 2 points. Nothing fancy there on that 2-point try. Give it to the big boy, let him go to work.
That almost felt like Sandlot football that we used to play, didn't it? Biggest guy on your team who can carry the ball, hand it to him. Let him rumble.
Nobody picked me on the Sandlot football team.
You were quarterbacking, I know better.
I was the water boy. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And never an easy thing to do, no matter how good Green Bay is, what the year is, to come into Lambeau and get the victory. But they did it.
You're not just battling the team that you're playing that day. You're not just battling the crowd that's in attendance in that game. You're battling the history of the franchise. You're battling the ghosts that swirl around that place that help spur them on to victory. It is an unbelievable atmosphere, the most historic place in the league, and you have to make sure you stay focused on your task. Otherwise, you can get easily distracted.
Yeah, hats off to them for keeping that laser focus and getting the victory. So for the Vikings, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they drop just their second game so far as they fall to 5-2.
And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin.